Today I'm giving away one of my secrets to distance waggler fishing. Over the years I've been watched by thousands of anglers on the World Championships and European Championships fishing a waggler at distance, and people are always amazed how accurate I can be with a ball of ground bait. And really it is very, very simple what I do. I make three different catapults. I have three Drennan soft feed catapults that's all slightly different. The first one's one that I use for 50 turns. It's got the heaviest elastic, and that is set when the catapult is pulled full stretch. So when it's absolutely at its bottom, that ball of ground bait, I make a ball of ground bait virtually the same, as near as damn it, every time this size, my hand size. Right, so that ball of ground bait, as long as it's virtually the same size, and I pull that catapult back full stretch, that ball of ground bait will travel to 50 turns. Now when I say 50 turns, that's 50 turns of my 4,000 reels. Right, so what I do, I set up actually past 50 turns. I set up about 53, 54 turns past. And then I fire out the ground bait, full stretching the catapult. Once the ball of ground bait hits the water, my float is then passed by about 4 turns. And then I wind back to where the ball lands and count the turns back. It could be 3 turns, could be 4 turns, could be 5 turns to where that ground bait's landing all the time. So as long as I make the ball of ground bait the same every time, and I fire it with the elastic full stretch, this ball of ground bait should travel to 50 turns from the bank. I cast past and then up to a clip. I have a line clip on the reel, and then I draw back to where the ground bait is, depending on how many turns of the reel it is, to sink the line. So that's the 50 turn one. I then have a catapult that's shorter. Right, this one's what I call a 40 turn catapult. Got a slight tangle on. I ain't had a tangle for years. Right, and a 40 turn catapult is the softer elastic that is at its full stretch, full length. Right, you can see that's my 30 turn catapult, and that elastic is shorter. Right, so the 40 turn catapult is exactly the same principle. Once that's full stretch, the elastic's bottomed out, that ball of ground bait is, again, if it's the same size, will travel 40 turns. And again I set up past it with the waggler, about 44 turns, and then draw back to where the ball of ground bait is landing. People have actually watched me, when they watched me fishing in Belgium on the European Championships, I never even cast my float out at the start, because we'd been fishing on this venue all week, on this wide canal. I wanted to fish 40 turns out, so I just picked up my 40 turn catapult at the start. I fired in 20 balls, hand-sized balls of ground bait. The last 5, I put in 25 in total. The last 5, I then picked my waggler rod up, cast past the ground bait, fired a ball out 40 turns again, and drew the slider back exactly to that ground bait. So then the last 5 balls of ground bait I then fired in. So very, very simple way of fishing, and you can really make it look very, very accurate how you're fishing at distance. The shortest soft feed catapult I've got is just a 30 turn catapult, which again, this elastic's just shortened down fractionally, again the finer elastic, and this one just goes to 30 turns. And again, it's the same principle. I set it up 34 turns when I cast out with the float and draw back to where the ground bait's landing. So that's one of my biggest secrets in fishing with ground bait at distance with catapults.